and who you might offend. Right? People are really professional, buttoned up, and might offend. Don't most of those 5 stars that we want line up on that side? Right? If I had a sailor's mouth and I was doing pretty much the opposite of whatever Greg Maseko, Luke's dad, would teach him, I don't think Luke would really look up to me. No, I can tell you, Luke would not look up to me. His dad would very quickly say, get out of there. Promise you. So, but if you flip it and you operate from the professional, I'm not saying trying to be fake or it's not about being better than other people. And I used to say that when I was younger, really mature. I used to say, just be better than other people. Just be better, be the best you. When you operate that way, who do you connect with there and who do you not connect with? I'm okay with losing some of those people. Yo, Jeff, you're too professional, man. Who's he trying to fool with? I'm okay with losing that. Right? Oh, man, you're trying to be all buttoned up and kiss his ass. Oh, I'm okay with losing that. But I'm even better with attracting that. Okay? All of you who have those, that sharp prep school kid, I promise you, 8 times, maybe 7, 8, 9, hopefully 9 times out of 10, you go to the parents of those kids, they'll favor the professional and the servant over the lit AF. Get turned, you know, dress real loose and provocative. Everyone here's plastic, but I'm not saying what I'm saying. What I say. So I think professional is really important. Also, I said this in one of my messages for district development. We force professional real life experience faster than most people mature. Okay, so we give you a chance to manage checkbooks, operate from a tax standpoint, see what your tax exposure is, run a business from scratch, do a business plan, balance a checkbook, open up a second checking account so as you separate personal and business. All these things faster than some of you can A, legally drink, B, have had your first serious relationship. So, I mean, you think about that. That's faster than normal maturity. And we're forcing that. It's like the Navy SEAL concept. You throw them into hell, and if they make it, they're the best. That's kind of how we work from a TLA standpoint, in a way. So this is why I'm saying that, because it's about being professional and just showing up to work, okay? And I don't have the ability to do the sound for some reason on my computer, but if you're a sports fan, 4 of us. Hold tight. Greg Popovich coaches an NBA team, the San Antonio Spurs, and he is a legendary coach in the NBA. And he's known for being tough. He's known for having short, very rough interviews where, hey, Greg, hey, Pop, they call him Pop. Hey, Pop, what happened tonight in your loss? Well, Kareem, at the end of the game, their points were higher than our points. That's why we lost. Like the irritable old man kind of deal. And this was after the Spurs had won like 24 in a row. They're 24-2, which is really good to start the season, and they lost. But people on ESPN were saying, oh, well, they lost. I mean, you're going to lose. 24-3 is not so bad. I mean, give them a break. And he said, no. This is a professional athlete. No rah-rah speech. No halftime speech. It's your job. You get paid to do this. If you're a plumber, you don't plumb well, you're out of work. If you're a doctor, you don't show up, you don't serve as a doctor well, you don't have a job. Here, you don't play basketball and show up if you need rah-rah. And he's might be a little bit tough with people. But I kind of think of the same thing when I think about it. I've been doing this for 20 summers. District managers that can't get to their office on time. They're always late. Or branches, of course, all the time. They can't get up. I think the number is 7 a.m. I think that's the number. And you could argue 8, you could argue 9. You could also justify anything in the world. You can always find a book that'll tell you how to work a 4-hour week. You can have a book that'll tell you how you have to work harder than everyone else to win. You can find a book and a person will justify everything you want to believe. Seriously. That's how faith works. That's how books work. It's great. And I appreciate all the diversity. But at the end of the day, it's your job. It's about being accountable and being professional. Okay? So when I say, hey, this is a conference call, when I have a division that I've worked for a long time, so the FC guys I've worked with, and you guys know the deal, and Florida Gulf are coming into it, I don't expect or want anyone to be late because you're professional, it's your job. How does a doctor, would you call that one of those, the telltale, people consider that a high-end profession, like really professional, right? You don't show up to surgery late. You don't. You know what happens? You get fired. Here's what's called an endoscopy, where she takes a thing and she does the little gun surgery thing. You ever watch Grey's Anatomy? That's what I did. It's pretty cool. On kids. So when the kid, 3 nights ago, swallowed a battery, and she's on call, and at 11 o'clock at night, she has to go into the hospital. She puts the tube down the throat. She does that. I said, what happens if really? She says, you're not late. Kids die. That's what happens when you're late. So what if you took I'm already a doctor, she's going to make a lot of money, right? She is now, she's going to make a lot of money because she's been in school for 18 years. Okay? She's been in school for as long almost as I've been in Cutco. So she's like, I earned that. I'm like, you did earn that. I know. But if you're going to make that much money, get that much credibility, that much respect, you have to carry yourself a certain way. So how is it that we have managers, branches, districts, some DVMs that show up late, that don't take care of themselves, that aren't professional, and expect to make that money in that respect? It doesn't line up. You feel me? A little bombilla action kind of deal? No? Sort of? Okay. Last few thoughts. I'm abbreviating, going fast. So when you're really professional, you can be more cursive. Like, for example, cursing, Adam Stock says this, cursing is lazy. I still curse sometimes, but remember, if you're in mass public, cursing may connect with certain people, but you're going to lose people. But if you flip it, who do you always attract when you're professional? If you lose someone who doesn't like you because you don't curse, and you know, oh, I can't relate to Jeff, doesn't curse. I'm okay losing that person. But I'd rather be able to say, man, you know, Jeff carries himself with high esteem. That U division, wow. I mean, you see them, they come in, they're on time, they're at the front, they're respectful, professional. And yet, you know, you get we've experienced this, like, oh, all those gurus and look at those goody goodies. We party, right? We have a ton of fun. We just know when and where. And ready? This is the part that I think people take pride in. We have self-control. That's the difference. Like, we're at the conference and everyone's there, and we can say no. How cool is that? While everyone else can't, we can say no. Not because we're better, but because just the best version of you can say no and everyone else is saying yes. That I do know. So food for thought, hopefully light bulb there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why, ladies, be ladylike. Gentlemen, be gentlemanlike. And see, when you operate this way, when you take things into account, little things, I'm going to use a really small example that steal it. But when you're working with females, and so first of all, personal space. There are a lot of vector managers who don't understand what that means. Hug, 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 hug. You don't hug people. You don't hug your doctors. So, hey, Professor. Who did you meet yesterday? That was a big deal, Mike.
Michael Lowry.
And who's that? What does he do with that?
He's the director of Hillsborough County.
What was the name?
Michael,
director of
Hillsborough County High School.
Michael, pleasure to meet you. Michael Bromas, how are you? Right? Or hey, hi, Michael. Oh, first of all, guys are going to have problems, right? So just or when you walk here in the hotel, if I walked out of my room, and let's say, I'll use Rihanna's example. Let's say Rihanna was walking down the hall after the meeting. We just happened to be on the same floor. I would probably say, Rihanna, hey, I forgot something in the room, or I'm going to use the restroom, even if I didn't, because no matter what, and Rihanna knows, there's no threat. Threat's the word, right? There's no any feeling of whatever could happen. But if someone were to turn the corner and just see, they don't know. It's 11 o'clock at night after the meeting, and Rihanna and the division manager are walking down the hallway. And you don't know what it looks like. So always protect yourself. It's out of respect. Okay? And so just little things like that. And guys in general, how about just protecting your business as a liability in general? Or when you I'm close with someone, you know, I never put my hand below a certain point. It's like, hey, how's it going? It's almost like, hey, pal. I never hug anyone. I do hug, I say that. If we work together for a while, like I see people, if I work with people. But 1 second. So that's just one of many examples, and I could do like probably 3 hours of examples of how to carry yourself. Ladies, the same way. And just having mystique, that's the term, mystique. It can be really impressive. Some people aren't turned on by it. But who do we want to recruit? And you know the saying, I think Larry says it all the time, you can't be a friend during the day. We said it on the AM call, what is it? You can't be a friend at night and boss during the day. When do we say that? To the assistants. It applies to you too. We can't be cool with people one moment and then expect to hold them accountability I don't know about you, but I've never seen parents where the kids were best friends with the parents be that impressive. Most of, not all the time. There's some of you might have, oh, my mom's my best friend. I wasn't raised like that, so I can't relate to that. I relate to hardcore, you're the parents, and discipline, respect, and there's separation. This is the adults table. You have to be an adult to be at the adult table. So just food for thought. Mike, you had a quick thought or question?
Question for you. Post-interview, or when you're the manager,
Yeah.
male,
Yes.
or even female, and it's the last applicant. Keep the door open, shut the door.
I keep the door open, and I try to never have an applicant be a female the last one on purpose, if possible. If it works out that way. Hey, Rhiannon, I have 2 more left. I have 2 more gentlemen. You're going to be the last one, so do you want to go first, or are you okay with it? I just want to make sure you're comfortable. Like, I'll let them know, you're going to be the last one, so would you prefer to go now, or I was going to hold you to the end, but it's up to you. You let me know. And all over my office are pictures of my fiance and I. And in my training, if you've sat in my training or in my TLAs, I always just talk about Heidi because I like to, but on purpose, just to make very sure. You know the story of Al? He wasn't wearing his wedding ring one trip, and one of the DMs called him out. Said, Al, you're not wearing your wedding ring. Al goes, I don't need to wear a wedding ring for people to know I'm married the way I am. He was like, oh. And Al's pissed because he said the wedding ring didn't fit because he got a little fat. But it's like, what you say speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. That's actually one of the slides. So I would just protect yourself. Okay, last few things here. Say please, say thank you. Not just to me, this is an ego thing. Say please to thank you to everybody, see what happens. Say please and thank you to everybody. Be appreciative, and then you get more. It's really interesting, isn't it? Last few things, and then we'll do anchors, we'll debrief, and we are ready to roll with grace. Would you say that this is a great company that's killing it? I would say so. You also know that Uber's in a lot of heat right now. A ton of heat. In fact, I'll give you the short story. So one of the original founders, Travis Kalanick, hired on one of the former CEOs, I think, of one of the mega companies to come in and take over. And that person is now 6 months later resigned because, and I quote in public, it's all over the internet, the values and the direction of the company are not what I thought and don't line up with how I was raised. That's Uber, a strong, powerful company. And there are all these allegations of sexual harassment, discrimination. Travis Kalanick, one of the founders, was caught on video, because they have a lot of videos in the cars now, in an Uber, and getting into an argument with one of the employees being really unprofessional with, as he was womanizing 2 women after the club. I mean, it's like, so those are things that will take you down, Uber. Now, I don't know if Uber's going to be taken down per se, but so just food for thought. No one is mightier than being professional. When you're unprofessional, it can take you down in an instant. And legally, if something happens, you can take it down faster than an instant. This is really for the district. You have to protect your business. It's really important. So, stop here. So that's why I be on time, say please, say thank you, do what you say, go treat people with respect. I take a lot of pride, like the way my dad did, when we go to conferences and we're different, but in a positive way. And the difference, and here this is where it's kind of cool to put the group together. Former FC, we would show up really buttoned up and professional and have glimpses of performance. Okay? NFL, you would crush performance. Let's merge those two. Let's merge. We perform at a high level, at the highest professionalism. You can't stop that. No matter Florida United, Cutco, your own practice, you can't stop high performance, high professional anywhere. Okay, those are NBA teams. Those are Major League Baseball teams. Those are mega corporations. That's Southwest Airlines. Gary Kelly. I love Southwest Airlines. The whole company. Okay. So when you start to understand this, maybe create a picture just so I have it. When you start to be, when you're able to say, hey, the mantra, start with why. Simon Sinek, right, Mike? The reason we operate, why we operate, is to create the M3PG experience. If you have never watched it, watch Simon Sinek, Start with Why, and our why is to create this. And when you buy it, when you're able to say it, you'll recruit more people and retain more people. When you're able to believe it, whole new level. It'll be lit AF. Lit Abercrombie Fitch. Okay? And then First one is beyond just cursing and dressing appropriately. It's about being a true professional. Second one is we're always focused on building a team. Third is when it's time to sell, we sell. I would say the Achilles heel of FC has been we do number one, we do number two, and number three solid, but it's not high across the board. And then number four, we've owned this in the past, which is just aggressively pursuing growth, getting better, best version of you, if you will. John, maybe a picture of this, or someone, picture of this one as well. This one, the last one posted. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to make sure Grace has her time in a second, but takeaway feedback. And this is not, please don't mistake this as let me teach the new guys to the division how it rolls. This is for everybody. This is how we're going to operate. When I give the talk last year on professionalism, if I give it again this year, it should be boring. It should be, duh, Dad. We know. Oh, no. Yes, sir, we know. Like, sorry.
When you operate as your best self, you attract the best people. You also bring out the best of the people. Also, pursue that as well.
There you go. Okay. Other takeaways? Yes, sir.
Basically, think of who I am connecting and who I am offending, because like you said, there's like two types of people and we want to connect with the ones that we think are gonna do best in the business. So we want to.
Well, I want you to know that I think that there are a lot of people I don't connect with, and people are like, oh well, God, I work with Jeff, and that's I'm okay with that because you can't work with everybody. That's life. But I know who I'll retain and who I'll work with, and the people here I'm really pumped about and how they carry themselves. And many of you, by the way, many of you who are new to the division, I enjoy the time.
For me, it just really makes me appreciate all the families I've been a part of. Just my personal family, this family, football. This time my coach operated, and especially when you said we're okay losing kids that only want to be here for us being the cool guys and us being the company where young kids work and they all drink and have sex and blah blah blah. And I'd rather attract a small number of kids that abide by these values than a large number of kids that don't.
And to Luke's point, this also has to do with yesterday with when you lead with, oh, get to the party. Oh, go to the conference because insinuate the party. You get positives from that, and there's an offshoot of really bad things that develop, or things that maybe aren't as professional. Let's say that. I don't want to judge. But when you lead with, be the best version of you, professionally market yourself, circle of influence with the division manager and our veteran district team, and make yourself a better person, anchor number 4. The best version of you is not what you know, it's who you know, and who you know could be the district manager team at this event if you earn a spot. Not get to the secret limo with the prostitutes and the cocaine. Right? It's not. I know. I feel like I'm judging, but it's, I can't. I can tell you confidently that when you lead with professional, you get professional. And there's a line, and again, I'm very big on people earn the line too. Take a look at the fraternity example. I know many of you don't relate to this. But you don't just give someone the t-shirt, hey, you can wear the letters because we're friends. Or you can stay in the house, at the frat house because you're friends. I'll just call your brother if you just want to hang out. No. You went through something called pledging. And I don't know all the details. I have an idea. It's pretty interesting. But people have gone through that process. There's a reason afterwards they're so tight. I went to Andrew's fraternity a couple weeks ago, and it is such a motley crew of random people that all care about each other, and it looks like a good division. You got the short black guy, the tall fat, fat Asian guy. You got Andrew with his hair. You got all that. Okay? God, I'm sorry. That's for you, Andrew. That's for you, brother.
Cut your hair. He's there.
But it's because they've gone through a process together, and they all have respected the process. When I was in college, there was the Caucasian fraternity scene, and then I friend in the black fraternity scene. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but they're known for their step show, but they're hazing. It's
like way more intense.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop there, right? And there was a party, and I was with my buddy, and it was I won't say the fraternity scene, because we're being recorded. And there was a party, and they found out that you can actually get into a fraternity as an alumni, like just by registering, essentially paying your way into the alumni chapter, having not gone through pledging and undergrad and all that. And I don't know if something happened and they found out somebody didn't go through the pledging they had to go through. Oh, they did bad things to that guy. He had a shirt on, they tore it off. I saw some guy that you can't wait. He was crying like he was about to kill someone because I'm sure whatever they went through, when they got those letters, you didn't through and you can't wear those letters. So that's an intense example of, hey, when people want to experience alcohol, things like that. Sure, I've had beverages with underage people for sure. I'm not facilitating any play. I'm not facilitating any parties. Okay, they're all classy, respectful, and no one's going to lose the impression that I started, that they first had with me, ever in anything that I did. Right? Because I want to maintain that. It's not okay. Now that you're in there, you get to see the real Jeff. He's a party animal. He's an a-hole. Okay, so I'll stop there. Other takeaways. My question or takeaway?
Takeaway. Put a star next to this one. I'm going to run this by my staff. I think it's a good exercise for everyone. It's how to graduate from Vector as a 5-star.
Yeah.
And getting clarity on what that looks like.
Think about, in your own mind, list the top 3 jobs that someone would want that would be killer, and man, after Cutco, I got these 3 jobs. Whoa, doctor, lawyer, whatever. And they're probably not saying lit Abercrombie Fitch in the interview. They're probably not wearing a skirt that's too short or dirty shoes that aren't polished. They're probably not hugging the interview. You guys feel what I'm saying? So be that now, and it stands out, I'm telling you. It definitely stands out. It's really interesting. So, yeah. Yes. Sorry. Also, I hate yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
I love what you said. We force maturity faster than people mature.
Right? If you're mature. Or you just slow it down, too. David Vargas.
Like best coaches will tell you what to do. They ask the best questions.
Mhm.
Because, you know, it's not about telling people what to do. That's not how you get development. You know, retaining them by asking the best things, making them better themselves.
Agreed. Other takeaways, Mr. Blake?
Just the action of investing time in what might not be fun or what you want to do now. Once you reap the rewards later, you rarely, like, you look back and it seems not that big a deal, but also it's completely worth it for a lot of times, whether it's focusing on practice or in this case branching.
I agree.
It's just, think about what's going to happen in the future with your
Okay. Other thoughts? How about for those of you where, it can be anyone, where this might be kind of new to you, but you're digging it. Orlando, what do you talk to me?
I think it's a cool culture shift, I would say. Like, a lot of things are similar, but a lot of things are like, first or second time I've maybe heard it, And the big one was we're forcing maturity, and it's either we're going to attract the right people or the wrong people. What you put out is what you are attracting. Of course, I knew that, but like hearing the different lights.
Think about all the headache reps you've had in your career, short or long career. Mike and I were talking, Carlos and Luke and I were talking about some of this last night. Think about the highest, like the biggest headaches you've had. Think about the reps that have hooked up and it's caused problems. Or the not so best version of you on a trip with alcohol. Those kind of situations, okay? And think about how in the culture of whatever was happening, that was okay. Not to say that FC was perfect, but very rarely when there's at the DVM meeting, do you know we have a issues portion of the meeting? It's not called that, but it's on the trip or Scott will ask questions. And I'm so proud every time when Scott will text me and say, sorry, you have to go through this, and I'm not really worried about your people. I'm so proud. I don't say anything. I'm just like, I feel like my dad. That's worse. Right? So just and what's really, I can't even put into words how it feels until you go through it, where you develop someone and there's a conference and your crew makes a decision that's the best version of them and they're proud of it. Oh man, it's the closest thing to parenting you can get. Right? Well, my kids are, let's say, athletic and they pull that kid over and knock him down and they help him up afterwards and they shake hands properly and they're also a little kid is a little lit AF a-hole. Right? My kids aren't. And all the coaches go, we love your son is your daughter, they're very coachable. Those are the people we want on our team. That's right, y'all. Okay. Okay. With that being said, let's do me a favor. Let's do a quick This is not a full break. Let's just do a 5-minute stretch, get some water, use the restroom, everyone be fresh. Cool. Gracias.